Hey, Shalom. This is the brother Abaya back here once again. Before I get started, like always, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakahak Badash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. Yeah, we had a interesting prophecy update today. It's concerning rumors of wars and wars on the horizon with, you know, President Trump and the American government capturing the president of Venezuela, uh, their president Maduro and his wife. Now, whether it was a co-op, whether it was staged, whether Maduro is in on it or whether he's not in on it, it's all furthering us towards more war, more chaos, and towards the prophecy of the Charagma, which is the mark of the beast stated of in the Bible. This picture I have up on the screen is a picture of the leader of this country called Burkina Faso, right, over there in Africa. And this is a picture of the leader of that country meeting with President Maduro of Venezuela in Russia, all right, not too long ago. So it shows they were building a relationship, a connection, ties in Russia, with Russia, all right. Now, the leader of Burkina Faso has just put a travel ban on the American citizens, right? So you're not allowed to travel to Burkina Faso, which is not a big deal for Americans because Burkina Faso is it's a country that needs heavy development, and that's why this guy is in the spirit that he's in with trying to build his country up to a strong country that doesn't need to rely on other nations so much. But first Trump put travel bans on the people of Burkina Faso coming to America, and really, it stems from Burkina Faso not wanting America and France to go over there taking their resources anymore. All right, this leader here of Burkina Faso is very educated, and he's up on the history and the unjust dealings that Europe and America has done, not just in his land, his country, but in all of Africa. And he's dead set on not repeating those same trends, all right, being under the stronghold of America and Europe. So he's been building ties with Russia. So it's a tit for tat thing with the travel ban thing. But even today, with them capturing the president of Venezuela, right? You look at the fact that I got this picture, should be up. The oil reserves, all right, in the world, Venezuela is number one, all right, with over 300,000, oil reserve barrels, right? And now America has control over that because America has taken the president, and now America can put a puppet leader in there and, use the oil how they want to use it, right? It shows you is why they do the things they do. And Venezuela is also big in gold too. Venezuela has a lot of gold too. And as you can see, the second country is Saudi Arabia. The third country is Iran. We already know Saudi Arabia is in league with America and the state of Israel. But Iran, that's another reason why they want to go into Iran. But going back to Venezuela, with them being, the top in oil reserves, and they have a lot of gold, that plays a key point because this country here, they have a lot of gold in their land, and they're not dealing with America like that no more, or Europe. They're dealing with Russia. They're building relationships with Russia, ties with Russia. So America got to get their gold from somewhere, and their resources from somewhere else until they're able to, get it from these countries through war, bloodshed. And that's the thing with the harlot that rides upon the beast, and the beast itself, which the beast is, Europe, the pit, the European nations that make up, the ancient Roman Empire, and the whore that rideth upon the beast is America. That's the thing with them. They're greedy. They can never have enough. The scriptures say, matter of fact, let me get that. Let's go to Habakkuk. Habakkuk, the second chapter, it says, verse 4, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell. He don't keep at home. The Edomites, they want to rule everything. There is no such thing as enough for them, or satisfaction. They are insatiable. They can't not be satisfied, which the scriptures is going to say it here. But he enlarges his desire as hell. He don't keep at home. He's going to send his warships, his war helicopters, his drones, all right, his war technology, his psyops. He's going to throw in his proxy war groups, and go in people's lands and try to overthrow their governments and take over and put in his puppet leaders so he can control that economy. This dude isn't going to stop until he has control of every single piece of the earth. And then they're going to want to move to other planets. See, and that's the problem. This man he can never be satisfied. But this is what it says. It says, he neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. Yeah, wherever he go, death follows. Right? So, you talk about, we're liberating the Venezuelan citizens. Yeah, how many babies and women and people that ain't done shit, to America got, bombed. All right? Just out of the justification of, we're liberating the people. You ain't liberating them. You don't give a fuck about the Venezuelan people. You don't give a fuck about nobody. Look at the citizens over here in America. Look at the homeless population over here in America. Look at the state of this American society. All right? All you got to do is go throughout your inner cities, ride public transportation, Look at your inner city neighborhoods and look at the state of the people. The economy's all fucked up. They don't give a fuck about people. They just want control. All right? Continuing, it says, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. So, and that's what you're seeing, He's going throughout these countries and committing chaos and war. All right? And when you look at this country, Burkina Faso, one of the headlines right here says, Traore, which is, he's the leader of the nation of the country of Burkina Faso. It says he defies Trump's 70% gold and oil demand. So he ain't with that shit. He ain't with America, man. It says, yes. This is the AI on Google. It says, yes, America imports gold from Burkina Faso, which is a significant gold producer. But recent political shifts and anti-Western sentiment in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, forming the Sahel Alliance, are changing these dynamics with new leaders controlling gold resources and moving away from traditional partners like the U.S. and France, creating tensions over resource control and geopolitical influence despite historic trade links. So they're moving away from Europe and America, and they're finding new partners. And that's why, the third world is gonna, kick off the way it is, because if you look at the nations that America continues to try to fuck with, they're in dealings with Russia and China, all right? BRICS nations. So a lot of this shit is gonna backfire on America because these nations are dealing with Russia, right? It says Burkina Faso and Russia are significantly deepening ties, moving from anti-terrorism military support with Russia Forces Africa Corps presence and replacing French influence to broad strategic cooperation, including nuclear energy deals, expanded trade, military tech transfer, educational scholarships, and cultural exchanges. It says Captain Ibrahim Traore Junta focuses on equipping the army with securing the regime and developing nuclear power for energy security. So, he's trying to build his nation all the way up with the help of Russia. Russia's going to allow him to do certain shit. But at the end of the day, Russia ain't going to let him get too far either. Because Russia wants to overthrow America. So they're not going to allow no nation to use them completely. But right now, Russia is a guard to those nations and has interest to these certain nations. All right? And it's going to get to a point where Russia is going to just say, fuck it. North Korea, Iran, these nations are just going to come against America. In the state of those Israelis over there, But I want to get this precept over here in Ecclesiastes, right? Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. Russia also has ties with Venezuela too, so all this is leading towards more war. Prophecies, rumors of wars, birth pains increasing, like how Mashiach Yahushua warned us. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. So we're in a time where people are killing, people are breaking down, These nations are coming against each other. We're in a time of the season of war, right? And all these things are going to increase, right? Let's go to Matthew chapter 24, red letter, verse 6, right? It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. Yeah, and all this been going on primarily, since the Lord said this. You've had kingdom against kingdom, wars against wars. You've even had the third woe. You've even had the first woe, the second woe, which is World War I, World War II. And now we're fastly approaching World War III. Famines have been happening, pestilences, earthquakes, all these things have been happening. And they're going to continue to